Hello, my soul friends. It's Victoria, the soul nurturer, here to offer you my take on the new moon happening on March 2nd at 9:39 a.m. Pacific time. Are you feeling the new moon yet? Well, you might be feeling Pisces season because the sun is in Pisces and we're going to have that new moon in Pisces on the 2nd. So I'm going to go over what you may be experiencing or noticing. But again, this is just a general celestial forecast, the celestial weather. But again, everyone's different and it will feel different for you because you're a unique person, and where it is in your chart makes all the difference. But in general, this is the universal transits happening for all of us. And we're all connected, right? Especially during Pisces season with the Pisces new moon. So first of all, I'm going to light my candle, and as always, invite you to light yours. Just allows us to say, you know what? We're going to claim this as sacred time together, a time to illuminate what we are going through, or as I like to say, growing through together. I offer these videos as as my contribution, as my way to offer something to all of you, all of us that are growing through some intense transformational times. So in general, Pisces season, Pisces is all about compassion and creativity, and archetypally, it's the mystic. So mystical experiences and spirituality and dream work and all these yummy, wonderful qualities. But there's a lot of interesting aspects going on with this new moon. But if you remember my last video, or if you watched my last video, I was talking about dream work because dreams are intense right now. Pisces is inviting us to really drop into our soul awareness, our soul guidance, our soul wisdom. And so a lot of my clients have been reporting really intense dreams, and yes, more vivid dreams, and maybe even more intuition and more visions happening. This is Pisces. This is, I believe, where our soul is wanting to guide us through some challenging times with compassion. So this new moon is also conjuncting Jupiter. So new moon, if you've been watching with me or you watch astrologers out there, a new moon is when the sun and the moon are conjunct, okay? Well, we have Jupiter really close to both sun and the moon, also in conjunction. And so wherever Jupiter is, Jupiter amplifies, expands, also blesses. And I love Jupiter. Jupiter, by the way, what do you know about Jupiter? Put it in the comments. Maybe I'll say something more about Jupiter in general. If you studied astronomy, you know this about Jupiter, and it is connected to what we may feel. Expansive energy around the new moon of Pisces, the energy of Pisces amplified. So I was thinking about this, Pisces, and, is connected, as I said, to compassion, creativity, our spirituality, having mystical experiences, and having more just deep knowing. Intuition is just off the charts right now. And so, yeah, Jupiter makes that bigger. Okay, there's a hint about what I was thinking about when I was talking about Jupiter in terms of astronomy. What do you know about Jupiter? Which helps us with astrology. What do we know about the planet? What do we know about its behavior? What do we know about the earlier understanding of the planet? Now, Pisces, so Jupiter in Pisces, moving closer to Neptune, by the way, which will be an exact conjunction in April. But we've got all this really mystical, spiritual, compassionate energy, and our dreams are probably trying to get our attention, as is our creativity. It's a call from our souls to look through the spiritual lens of what's happening in the world. And there's a lot happening. And one thing I wanted to say about this Pisces new moon, you may be already experiencing, because we get to borrow this energy of Pisces, we all may be experiencing some compassion fatigue with so much going on in the world that feels overwhelming. Again, our dreams might be really intense at this time. But new moon energy is that beautiful invitation we get every lunation cycle. The new moon is an invitation, a fresh start, for a new beginning, to put a new lens on what's going on in your world and in the collective, and offer with intention what it is that you want to grow within you, cultivate within you to contribute to the collective. So, I would say with compassion fatigue, yes, notice what's going on in the world. Don't watch too much news. Take my teacher, Reverend Michael Beckwith, used to say, go in, get the report of the news, and then come out, and that's your prayer work. That's what you work on. So, and everything, we are the microcosm of the macrocosm. So everything that is being revealed, where can we work with that within ourselves? I'll tell you, last night, one of my dream was so vivid, and I thought, oh, here is the energy of Pisces, and here is the new moon working with me. I had a very intense dream, and the feeling of it was so like horrendous. Like I was feeling, I was feeling shunned and shamed, and just really and misunderstood, which is another thing that can happen during Pisces season with Neptune ruling Pisces. Neptune is, spirituality and intuition, but it can also be distortion and not able to know what's real and what's not. Well, so in my dream, I woke up very troubled by it. And again, fortunately, because I've been doing dream work for so many years, I knew that this isn't literal, that I was going to be shunned or some horrible thing was going to happen. I mean, maybe there's prophetic dreams too, but this was one of those dreams that I knew was my psyche showing me something connected to compassion. And hello, Pisces season, right? Where was I not being compassionate with myself and with others? Where have I been shunning myself, my potential, my purpose? Where have I been shaming myself? Or where have I felt that externally towards someone else, right? So this is the possibility of this new moon energy, to really just let yourself be drenched in compassion for self and others. So the other thing I want to say about Jupiter conjuncting this new moon, you remember the moon is emotion. So Jupiter expanding, we might feel a little bit more or a lot bit more emotional. Welcome your tears. Tears are very cleansing. I love that quote, tears are for the soul what soap is for the body. Very cleansing. Welcome them. At this time, we are again feeling a lot emotionally. And I think, especially for my sister and brother empaths out there, it's important to wring our hearts out when we're absorbing so much going on in the world and in our own worlds. So tears do that. It's like we wring out our heart, we cry, we cleanse, we release. And since this is a new moon, then we set intention. We plant those seeds of possibilities of greater yet to be. It's important to not only catch your dreams, work with your dreams, but then to ask yourself, what is the highest possibility here? What is the highest healing here? Okay. And again, with you first, offer it to yourself, and then imagine, my prayers have been, by the way, I've been waking up like at 3, 4 in the morning with this on my heart, what's going on in the Ukraine and just in our country, and so many issues that I'm aware of. And the way I've been praying, it's kind of like I've been feeling like this flooding of love and compassion going out from my heart to all, and especially to both parties. And you see, we're doing that sort of, right and wrong. And yes, we could have judgment about what's happening there. But both, and this is again symbolic. It's not just Russia and Ukraine, but both countries. We are praying for the people of both countries. We are praying for all. And so my prayer is just like this, like a flood of emotion going out but healing energy, cleansing energy. And so this is watery Pisces, crying, shedding with tears, and moving our emotions like fluidly. And like I keep seeing this image of like a wave, the water coming in and going back out. Now, when the water comes in, when you feel what you're feeling, state an intention, create an intention right there for cleansing and healing for yourself, peace, whatever you want to cultivate in the world, cultivate it here, and then let the water ripple back out as a wave, as a flow of healing and transformation, that possibility. Okay. So I want to see what else is going on. Like I said, there's a lot going on. We also have, it's already happening and it's going to get more exact after the new moon, but there's the Venus, Mars, Pluto conjunction. The more I learn about astrology, you've been playing with astrology, learning about astrology since I was 15, okay? But off and on, I'd put it down, I'd pick it up, and I would hit these walls of, wow, this is so much. It's such a depth that I oftentimes felt like I could never comprehend all of this. And there's always so many layers, but I know enough to share from my heart to yours some helpful, I hope, information. And so the way that I've been looking at it is the story unfolding. And so here we are, the energy that we get to work with, let it embrace us, is this compassionate Pisces energy, compassionate, calling us to look at our dreams, calling us to creatively find a new way, practice some creativity to bring as Jung said, the unconscious to consciousness so we can make different choices. And then we have this Venus, Mars, Pluto conjunction in Capricorn. Well, if you've listened to my videos from 2020, this is the energy that we have been working with for so long now, since 2020, the conjunction of Pluto and Jupiter and Saturn and Capricorn. This has been the wrecking ball. This has been the revealer of the shadow. This has been all the intensity we've gone through. Everything has been purposeful, okay? And so the story continues now. We've got Pluto still in Capricorn, now conjuncting Venus and Mars. So for me, my interpretation of that, Venus, the planet of harmony and love and pleasure and creativity and the pursuit of beauty, conjuncting Mars, this energetic force that symbolizes the part of us that wants to take action and is assertive and the warrior. And then we have Pluto. And by now, I would imagine a bit about Pluto. Pluto, who's kind of the wrecking ball. Pluto, but again, purposeful, so we don't want to make Pluto the bad guy here. Pluto comes for the purpose of evolution and transformation, helping us transform and heal in a deeper way. This isn't like a light cleaning of the house. This is like, what's the foundation? What's under the house? And I'm using that symbolically, like what's under this house? What's in the basement of your psyche? What's that shadowy stuff you haven't dealt with? And again, we are the microcosm of the macrocosm. If you haven't dealt with your own personal shadow and all of the stuff that you're struggling with, but you're projecting out to the world, like your judgment about what everyone else should be doing, that isn't going to help us collectively heal. Taking that responsibility for ourselves, especially with Capricorn. Capricorn is not about what everybody else is doing. It's all about what you're doing. How are you doing with your purpose, with your responsibility for your life? And so with this conjunction, again, there's this, it's like a party in Capricorn with Venus saying, I always say this, love, can we love ourselves forward? Can we learn the lessons with love and create some goals and actions to move forward with our transformation? And to do it in a really profound, assertive way, declare it to someone. I'm so done with this habit, this pattern, this way of being, my shadowy self. I'll tell you some of my shadow. I'll show you my shadow if you show me yours. And we just bring it to the light, and we love on ourselves and we love on others, and we transform instead of being in sort of the shadow of Pluto, which is just like judging, when you're judging others, that is a big indicator that your shadow slip is showing. It's all about you. What is the antidote to judgment? Anybody? Well, there's two in my mind, and that is acceptance, accepting ourselves, accepting others, and then the beautiful healing balm of compassion. Okay. So remember, everything is moving us towards this evolution and transformation. This new moon is just, it feels like again, I keep having the images of water, but I'm seeing the ocean, and it's softer. It's a softer energy, even though it's still, it's kind of like, okay, I'm having an image of we're just at the beach, toes in the sand, sun is setting, and we're recognizing what has ended in our life, the setting of something so that something new can come forward. But it's like, oh, it's visioning for that higher possibility, and it's dreamlike. This is why I chose this background, the Northern Lights, because it's sort of dreamlike. And so again, this new beginning is to vision, to dream, to take your soul awareness, that sacred awareness, and shine it out into what's happening in the world that's causing you concern, especially in your own world first. Bring that compassion. I want to see what else I wrote here. We do have a Mercury-Saturn conjunction as well. So this will be, taking it seriously. So take yourself seriously. You may feel the pressure of, again, Saturn wants to check with us and what have you learned? So we're thinking a lot about what have we learned? And the invitation is to do it compassionately and to apply with some assertion, with Mars there, Mars, Venus, and Pluto, assertively love yourself forward towards that higher transformation, higher evolution. As you take this responsibility for yourself, that is your contribution to the collective. Okay, I think that's about all I wanted to say. Again, watch the video on catching your dreams. If you don't already do it, I really want to encourage you. Well, the universe and God is encouraging you with all this Pisces energy. There's no doubt, and comment and let me know that you are having some really healing and revealing dreams, some transformational dreams, maybe some intense dreams. They're all towards the collective healing. First you, then others. This is a time for you to take your artwork out and let your soul shine through whatever you want to create. Even if you say you're not an artist, I have been drawn to creativity and healing the wound of being told when I was a little girl that I wasn't very, I think I had a teacher tell me that I couldn't draw or something. And I have that wound in there of not being good enough to be artistic and creative. And yet creativity is our soul medicine that helps us bring our purpose forward. This story is coming to me right now, and I'm trying to remember where I heard it. But I feel like let this Pisces energy dissolve any wounds about your creativity, about any wounds about your own worth and your self-love, and rise up with who you were created to be. So here's the story. And I don't know if this is true or not, but the way I heard it was this little girl was drawing. When we're little, before we have internalized external judgment or criticism about ourselves, we feel like we can do anything, right? If I was in a room with a bunch of 5-year-olds and I'd say, who in here is an artist? They would be all raising their hands saying, me, I can do that. So this little girl is drawing a picture, and the teacher says, well, what are you drawing? And the little girl said, I'm drawing God. And the teacher said, oh, nobody knows what God looks like. And without missing a beat, this little girl with her soul flowing, her vision of what creator looked like to her, she just kept drawing. And she looked up at the teacher and she said, well, they will in a minute. So that, I love when stories come forward, because that perfectly matches the energy of this new moon in Pisces. You honor your soul wisdom, you honor your creativity, and let the Creator reveal more to you through you. That feels really good. That feels right. So I would like to know what your relationship is with your creativity and your intuition. Is your intuition off the charts right now? Let me know how you feel on the new moon on the 2nd, but leading into it 3 days before, 3 days after, I imagine it's going to be really heightened. So share your intuition, share your creativity or a breakthrough with creativity. I'd love to hear it. I do these videos to support you out there, and I hope you do feel supported by them. And if you do, please like and comment, even if it's just an emoji, or where you're watching from, and a topic suggestion for me to cover in the future. And share this video if you feel called. That's it. Happy new moon. I feel really good about this new moon. Again, it comes with some work. We got to roll up our sleeves, take responsibility, take some action. But we also get to just rest on that beach with our toes in the sand, visioning for the new beginnings just around the corner. Sending you all love, so much love. Send your love out into the world. It is so needed right now. Thanks for spending some of your precious time with me. Keep nurturing your soul potential, and see you next time. Thanks.